Hi, everybody, and welcome to TFT Tarot for today. Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, and it's the Halloween episode of the Emotional Exchanges. I'm not going to do anything really dramatically different, nothing scary or Halloween-like, but our second card will be renamed and maybe slightly repurposed. Yes, it's going to be something kind of different. We're going to go with the idea of trick or treat. And so normally I pull two cards. The top card is the vibe or energy that surrounds you this week, pertaining to emotions. And then the next card, which is from the bottom of the deck, will now be the trick or treat. On your date, so you don't even have to have a date, but many of us do fun things. So this is saying for those of us who do something fun on Halloween, whether it's a date or not, the card will be read straight up as is. It won't be read the way I normally do it for the get lucky part of the reading. So let's get on with it, and we start with every sign of the zodiac. So we're starting with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, so what is the uh, vibe or energy around Aries? And it's the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is upright. So the vibe is really kind of like maybe being a little bit shy or skittish right now in the face of, obstacles to your relationship or to your emotional situations that maybe you're feeling like you just need to sort of go undercover a little bit. So it could be for a variety of reasons, not just necessarily the implication there, that, your relationship might be controversial or questionable to others. But it is maybe about a sense of uh, how you portray yourself right now. Maybe you just want to be more undercover. So from the bottom of the deck, then the trick or treat card, and it's the moon, and it's upright. So right there, Halloween, trick or treat, full moon. This is definitely a good portent for maybe somebody having a wonderful treat in romance or in some sort of good time on Halloween. It could be also about maybe finding out who it is that really cares about you. Who, if you're looking for love, if you're wondering who loves you, this could be it. Who loves you? You might find out. All right, so now we'll move to Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe or energy that's coming to the Taurians this week around their emotional life? And it's the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups says that maybe we are receiving or delivering a message. More likely the former. We're receiving a message, and it might be about somebody who is interested or has an emotional relationship. There's a sense really of going forward in a way. The page represents the beginning process, and so this might be saying really a time where you're really feeling yourself emotionally, indulging a little bit in what your emotional feels are like. And so it sort of coincides with all that. And that's you, Taurus, in a way. So trick or treat, Taurus. Well, I don't know. You might miss the target here. It might be not exactly a trick or a treat. Maybe your timing is off, and so it's leaning towards a trickish idea there. That you just don't have that little romantic kind of situation going on. So we'll move on to Gemini then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe coming to you? It's the reverse Nine of Cups. You're out of sorts, emotionally speaking. You might be feeling that things are just not really going your way right now, Gemini. You're feeling unlucky in certain ways, or you're feeling that it's hard for you to appreciate what you feel you should, the emotional value of your life. So, trick or treat, and it's the Ace of Cups. So maybe something better is just around the corner. Maybe your Halloween, your trick or treat date is a chance at beginning something new, emotionally speaking. And it's not necessarily because you're dating somebody, you're with a person. It just could be a new attitude too, a new lease on life in a way. So we'll move on to Cancer then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, what is the vibe coming to Cancer? And it's the Magician reversed. So the Magician reversed says you're out of control a little bit here. There's something you're not really logically able to control right now. And so you might be causing more bad things to happen by your involvement here. That some of this is about you taking back your own power, or being able to properly assert your will in some particular matter. And so I do get the feeling it could be about a relationship, Cancer, that you need to figure out exactly where it is you fit in the relationship in respect to your own personal power and control there. So trick or treat, it's the Queen of Wands. So I don't know if you're stepping out for Halloween, but you're going to be very convincing, as attractive and confident and charismatic and exciting. Exciting. So Cancer, uh, that's a treat. We'll move on to Leo then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, Leo, what's coming to you this week? Leo, you might be having a problem in a relationship. It might not be your primary one, but maybe there's somebody that things aren't really gelling right now. Maybe there's some disharmony, or maybe somebody feels that they have reasons to distrust the other person. I mean, maybe that's you. Maybe you're finding there's somebody that you don't trust right now, or that you feel like a relationship is weathering a little bit of some difficulty right now. So trick or treat, and ooh, it's the Five of Wands. And so there's some sort of situation going on with people looking for uh, authority or supremacy in a relationship or in a situation. I mean, this could be just about another situation, but we're dealing with the emotional spectrum now. So this is most likely about a relationship where either you have to figure out how you cooperate or how you're going to lead it. Sounds like a dubious trick or treat. Okay, so we're on Virgo. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is coming towards Virgo? What is the vibe or emotional energy in the environment? It's the reverse Nine of Swords. And so maybe, Virgo, you've been realizing you've been spending too much time worrying about things that weren't really going to happen or had slight chance of happening. Maybe you were feeling really anxious or let down because other people were just bringing too many of their problems or baggage to you. And now you realize, like, you can let that go. You can just let that go. That's what you're doing, Virgo. And you're good at that. You know that, Virgo. So trick or treat. Trick or treat. It's the world. It sort of feels like if you have a date or if you have any kind of, emotional party, close situation, friendships, all of that kind of stuff, it's going to be really good. It's going to be meet, your quotient for success. So I don't know, if you're going to the party, you're going to be the life of the party, maybe. Virgo. And we'll move on to Libra then. We're in the second half of the zodiac. So Libra, sun, moon, or rising. What is the energy or vibration around you? Oh, you're really active, Libra. Four swords reversed. You may be feeling like you've been in the pale a little bit. Maybe you've been down in the dumps, or maybe you've been, suffering some allergies or some other, illness of some sort, flus going around. But you're back. You're getting better. You're sort of putting yourself back out into the streets or activity again. So it really feels like you're ready for almost anything. You're healing and recharged. Trick or treat. That's the Empress reversed. And you're not totally back. You still need to be good to yourself, Libra. Whatever the situation was, I don't think it was like a major illness, but something really had you maybe kind of groaning or moaning. And you just need to take care of yourself. So whether or not this is your date, you and your date have, just sort of comfort. Like you're just going to chill, watch some old movies and, that kind of thing. Good luck with that, Libra. Right, Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. What is the vibe or energy coming to the Scorpio? And it's the reverse Ten of Swords. So it feels like you're turning a major corner in some way, emotionally speaking. You may be feeling like you kind of survived some really, emotionally draining or damaging kind of situation, Scorpio. You may be feeling like you were really roughed up or you just feel really bad, but now you feel better. You feel like somehow things turned a major page here. You figured out what you really needed to know. Trick or treat. And it's the Nine of Pentacles. And so maybe this is just saying you're the important person. Take care of yourself. Delve into your own comfort. I mean, this is kind of similar to some of the other cards we saw. This is just saying, really be your own best friend. That's what you need. Don't, if you're dating somebody, of course you're gonna, be having a good time too. But maybe you're just gonna be sort of enjoying what you actually have rather than doing anything bigger because it's Halloween. I know people make a big deal about Halloween sometimes, but or they do about New Year's Eve, that kind of thing too. So, anyways, we have moved on to Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Sagittarius, what is the vibe? What is the energy? What is the essence of what's going on around you? And once again, it's the Magician reversed. So this could be saying that right now you don't seem to have your full set of tools working optimally. You might be dragging in the willpower. You just don't feel like you have the ability to make some things happen. And probably this is emotionally, like maybe you just feel you're really not there. There's something wrong, maybe, Sagittarius. You might have to really get into a deep mode and try to figure out what it is that is keeping you from being your normal self. So, trick or treat, and it's the Queen of Cups. I'd say this is definitely a treat. This is sort of like saying, emotionally, there's something really calming going on here, but also too, I think it's sensual and inviting, obviously. So I don't think you're falling in love on your date, but maybe you're already in love with that person. And maybe this is just reflective of that. Right. We're on Capricorn and Sun, Moon, or Rising. Capricorn. What is the vibe around you for this week ahead? The kind of energy around you? And you got the same thing that someone else had. I think that was Scorpio, the Ten of Swords reversed. So Capricorn, this feels like you kind of pulled ahead of some bad stuff that was bugging you. Maybe there was like actual physical things happening. And this sort of sounds like, it could be arguments, it could be some amount of um, physical kind of stuff going on, but certainly strong emotional intent, harmful in a way. And I think you've crossed over that if there were actual people you thought, were the problem, you figured out how to neutralize them. Trick or treat, Capricorn. And it's the Knight of Cups reversed. So Capricorn, you might be moving away from, your crowd for Halloween. Maybe you're not going to go to any parties or go or have anything special with you know, your significant other, or however that works out for you. It just sort of feels like maybe this is a little bit more somber for you, Capricorn. You're probably just going to be reflective, not necessarily have romance going on for Halloween. But hey, anything can happen. So we're on Aquarius now, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the vibe? What is the environment like, emotionally speaking? It's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So that's not good. That sort of says that maybe if you thought some particular relationship, or situation, even just a regular friendship was growing, it may have some problems or maybe some delays. Maybe you're not really resonating that well, but maybe there's a circumstance that says you sort of have the situation going on and you're going to try to grow that. So I don't know what that is, but this is saying maybe right now is not the best time to focus there. So maybe you'll pick it up some other time. Trick or treat. Capricorn, you have the High Priestess. So uh, I guess it's a treat. I think this is saying really you're going to have the sense of really knowing what's going on if you're having a date or if you're having any kind of emotional relationship bonding during the Halloween season. You're going to feel like you're really nothing's unexpected and everything sort of feels like it just fits. So it sounds like it's good. So now we're on Pisces. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe? What is the energy in the environment, emotionally speaking? And it's the Nine of Pentacles. So Pisces, you're feeling really secure where you are. You're feeling like, everything is pretty secure. It's no overreaching on your part, so you are content. There's just a sense of contentness. There's a sense of security and feeling like you don't want for most things. Trick or treat. And in fact, if you had any anxiety about, your romance situation or your relationship situation on Halloween, if there was anxiety, it seems to have dissipated. Maybe you have felt that if there were, things that were bothering you, it was more in your head than not. And so you kind of got over that. Oh, no, not bad. All right, so that was my Halloween episode. I thought about doing something more, but I just couldn't get it together. You know, um, I'm just a bit tired lately, so hopefully I'll get some rest on Halloween, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to watch Happy Hour tomorrow. It'll be at its regular time, 10 o'clock. And of course, Banshee's Material Matters is on at 10 o'clock on Sundays. And we're live Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. And that's about it. We're starting off a new week next week. So we'll catch you later. Take care and bye-bye.